Hello guys, Exotic Wall Finishes here with Exotic Luxury Line Coatings. So Exotic Luxury Line Coatings is a company that I opened up to sell Venetian plaster, guys. So we're gonna be producing, I import Venetian plaster from Italy with my own brand, different manufacturer, very good quality line plaster materials. We're gonna have shiny Venetian plaster, calling that bling bling. Bling bling, because it's super shiny, so it just blings. Easier to shine, doesn't peel. The resins are nice. The material is great. Remember, there's no hookups with lime or marble in Italy. Okay, there's not like thousands of different mines that they get the limestone. Okay, so basically all these companies get the lime and marble from the same place where they manufacture the company. The only thing that really changes is basically the resins. The resins is the glue that they put to stick on your wall. You know what I mean? So there's not really a hookup, you know? So meaning all these other companies basically have the same stuff, okay? But we just call it different things, you know? Like the fine marmorino, the shiny stuff. Grisello is fine marmorino. Bling bling is fine marmorino. Veneziana is fine marmorino. Mirror is fine marmorino. You know, Venetian is fine marmorino. You know, all these are fine marmorinos. It's all the same. You know what I mean? The only difference is the resins they put into it, basically. You know, I wanted to make sure mine was a little different because from traveling the world and using different products, I could tell the flaws in different products. You know, and majority of that has to do with the percentage of marble that they put into the material, how much water they put in the material percentage wise, how much resin percentage they put. The original first marmorino that came out came with a 1.5 percentage of resin. That's very little resin. Man said it kept it super natural. The problem with that is like it could peel when you overburnish it and stuff like that, you know, because how we do it now with the machines and sanding it and all that. So now you need a stronger resin. Then they raised it up, and these are all natural resins. But now the problem with natural resins, it doesn't make it as flexible as acrylic resins. Acrylic resins makes it more flexible, okay? Meaning that you can put it exterior, you can put it in boats, in places that move around, you know? Now, this stuff is not gonna hold your wall together. So if your wall cracks, our product will crack. The thing that we could guarantee you is that it's not gonna fall off the wall. That's what we could guarantee it. So basically all these manufacturers carry that same product, you know, just call it different things. Mine's is the exotic luxury line coatings, very high end. It's very sexy. Everybody's loving it. It's gonna be sold worldwide. It's already in different parts of the world, so that's sick. One thing about the Italians is that they recreate new products every 6 months, man, and that becomes a little annoying because what happens is that you have already established some products and you're trying to push them, and then they come with new ones and they're like, oh, you have to sell this. Oh, we have this, you have to sell them, and now you have to introduce it to the market, bring it here, waste spaces of, let's say the bling bling is my #1 seller. Now I have to replace a palette of that for something else that might not sell. Remember, in each country, in each place, sells different from other places, all right? United States market is completely different from the European market. It's completely different from Spain. It's completely different from all these Northern Africa, Southern Africa, east of Italy, southern Italy. You know, all these parts have different markets, and you have to know your market of what sells in your market. Super important, you know, like they bring a particular product down and it looks nice. It's not all that, but it looks nice and we can't sell it. Nobody wants it, you know? So now we have a whole pallet or 2 pallets of it just sitting there, and we have to start giving it away for people to try it, and we don't really sell it. 1 bucket, 2 buckets in the last year. It's bull, so it's a waste, so we don't carry it, you know? That's why you see us pushing a particular brand new brand because we get it, or like a particular texture. And if it doesn't do good, we don't continue with it, you know? It's the same thing in grocery stores. If something doesn't do good, we don't carry it. You know, we can't carry everything. We like to have a whole potato chips with Doritos, Lay's, buffalo, this, that. We love to have that, but the problem is that we can't because some stuff doesn't sell. It's because of where you're living. Colorado is all textured stuff there. They want matte marmorino, textured marmorino with coral quartz. They want heavy grains marmorino. They don't really do the shiny bling bling stuff. They don't, you know? That's once in a while, maybe, if that. And that's it, because remember, these houses are old as well, and they already have texture, and that's what they're used to. The new construction homes are being built with smoother walls, and some people want it smooth walls, but majority of in their head is texture. That's what they want. Texas, it's completely different. All these different states are different, and you have to know what there is in your state that sells. You know what I mean? It's super, super important. That's all it is. So we carry with what we know what we're gonna sell. And then colors, you have to learn about colors. Colors here in Miami is completely different colors than it is in Chicago, you know, or in different places where the style is completely different. It's just like Colorado is like completely different from Miami colors. Same thing with Europeans. I remember in Italy back in Firenze time, they were sending us catalogs and the colors were all European colors that didn't do well in the United States. We're buying these catalogs, beautiful catalogs, you know, with real actual samples on it, but the colors were not good for here. You know, we couldn't use those colors. Nobody wanted them. They're like, oh, it's nice, but I want this color, you know? So I was one of the guys that told Europeans that in Italy, when I went, I said, these colors aren't good. You have to do a whole new, just for colors, just for us. Oh, okay. Earth tones, beiges, off-whites. That's what it is here. That's what we want. People go through my Instagram page and they're like, man, all I see is whites, blacks. That's all I see. What you want me to do? That's what people want. People want that here. That just shows you right there how much people want whites or beiges or blacks or grays. It just shows you right there. There's proof of what people are asking for. I'm not gonna say the client says I want white. I did too many whites last week. I want to do yellow. I want to do blue. Who the heck are you? It doesn't work that way. It's what the customer wants. You know what I mean? And what's in is this. And that's what you go with. You know, it's funny because I have people, you know, I go all over the world, you know, and they're like, oh man, you should do more of what he's doing. He's doing this. Another Venetian Plaster star, right? You know, you do this, you should do that. I'm like, do you tell that to him too? What do you mean? Go to his page, give me. This is all he does is this. Is let's say rock finish. That's all he does, rock. Do you tell him, do you do smooth, matte? Do you do shiny? Do you do metallics? I'm the only one in the world that does everything. Only one that does everything. Metallics with textures, matte marmorinos, line washes, shiny Venetian plaster, shiny with textures, metallics, all metallics waxes, stencils, different colors line washes, floors, inside bathrooms, micro cements, ceilings, every style of ceiling. I'm the only one in the world that does all these different colors, different styles, and I'm the one that gets criticized. Like, you should do this. And I'm like, do you say that to these mother crackers? Start marbleizing, go leafing, all that is I do, you know? So people are like retarded, you know what I mean? Because I'm sure they're not saying that to the other people. They say they attack me because I'm the big dog, and that's okay. But they have to just look at that. You're doing so much homework on me, criticizing me, but look at the person that you're, the other person. You know what I mean? It's just funny. But I get love and respect from everybody of what I do, and then there's some of those, you know, that I call them bitches, basically, you know, hoes. But yeah, so that's the way it is, man. That's the way it is. But yeah, basically in this market, you have to know what sells, what colors and what style. Super, super important. And that's how you'll be successful, you know. You go to these different seminars in different parts of the world and they teach you something completely that you're not gonna do, you know. in your hometown. I see it all the time, man. I go to places. Remember, I travel the world seeing what people teach us. And I'm like, oh, that's beautiful, but I know there's no market for that. And I try. I bring it. I show samples. People say they love it, but they don't do it. You know, it is what it is. And you have to learn how to do that. You know, you have to learn how to separate your emotions in business. You know, just because you like something doesn't mean they're going to like it. It is what it is. And I experienced it. I had my ex-father-in-law, owner of Forensic, used to bring pallets of materials because he wanted to look good with the Italians. And it sit there, it rotted. The product rotted. It started getting mold on it. It just started getting all fucked up, man. We're talking about acrylic plasters or whatever, you know? Because it didn't sell, and we marketed the heck out of it, and we did samples and gave samples away and all of that, and it didn't sell. It just didn't sell. So I learned that. This is why I'm talking through experience. This is why I'm one of the most knowledgeable people in the Marmorino world, and people respect that because of the knowledge that I have. You know, it's completely different from somebody else. Completely, because I've seen it all. I experienced it all. You could ask me any question, and I know how to answer it. Why? Because I experienced it already. I experienced all the problems. I experienced mistakes. I experienced issues with clients, or I seen it with my ex-father-in-law. Remember, I started with Forensic Finishes. Forensic Enterprises is a company that sells Venetian, and we had another company called Forensic Finishes where we applied Venetian. That's where I started from. I started learning from there, Forensic Finishes. And my first master was a guy named Michael Martin. He was from Pennsylvania. See, white boy from Pennsylvania. Badass plaster. He came from drywall. And he did Venetian plaster amazing. He taught me. I learned how to, he doesn't do that anymore. He does, I surpassed him. I surpassed him, for sure, to a whole nother level. He does, he's a car mechanic now. You know, another gentleman, Marcos Correa, OG. These are the OGs. You know what I mean? It surpassed him. You know, and he still does it. He's an older man now, very nice guy. All of them are my friends, man. You know, all of my friends I truly respect. All the original OGs in this. I'm one of the original OGs. You know, and I perfected skills. I learned how you can make better money off of it. I learned what makes it easier. What can you do to make it easier for you? You know, why not do it? Why not put 1,000 coats on a wall? Why only do it this way? Why only do it that way? Learn how to perfect the style to make life easier as an applicator. You know what I mean? These are the things you learn from trials and error. I was a sample specialist, figuring things out too. Putting colors together. See, I'm the one who invented the silver pearl wax. Not the silver wax, that was already made. But the silver, gold, bronze wax is too strong. It overpowers everything. So I said, what can I do for it to not turn my red wall gold? I did my magic and I did something to it. You know what I mean? And now that's sold worldwide. I did that. You know, same thing with the silver wax. I did that. You know, there's a lot of secrets that I've done. We put products together, this product, and we create this product. We did that. We're the ones that created that because we're super knowledgeable with Venetian plaster. You know, we go to these shows in Italy and we're like, if I put this and that, I could get this. I don't have to buy a whole another new line just to have this. I have it right there at home. All I have to do is this and that. And we've done that. And we call it something else because we're smart, you know. It's just the way it is, man. You know, you have to be smart, knowledgeable about the things that you could do. You know, that's why I tell designers, architects, send me a sample of what you want, of something that you saw, and I can put it together and give it to them. It's what I do. This is what I do for a living. This is my profession. This is my profession. Like when you ask the Spartans, what is your profession? Ooh, ooh, ooh. This is my profession. This is what I do. I do sexy walls for a living. I go on scaffold, scissor lifts, knock all this crazy shit out. I'm the guy who does all the big crazy shit. That's me, who stands on one leg on something, and then they criticize me for that. But they couldn't do it. Their fat ass couldn't do it. Excuse your weight. Excuse my, but you couldn't do it. I did it. You know, that's why I train people to stay fit. The things that we do in our life, this type of career, you have to be fit. How are you gonna go up and down the scaffold 20 times and not be fit? You're gonna have a heart attack, a stroke. You're gonna fall down and hurt yourself up and down the ladder. You know what I'm saying? This is a very, very intense job. You have to be fit. You gotta eat good. You have to. You have to. It's not you can. You have to. You have to be fit to do what we do. You have to. We go super high in things, and you have to look. Staircase, okay? A staircase, and you build scaffolds to get to things, okay? And then there's a scaffold here, and then you put another scaffold here in a staircase, right? And you put another scaffold here, and you have like 1 foot in the center, right? But putting the scaffold here made you finish and reach here. If you were to put the scaffold here, you cannot get to this area. So what do you do in this area? You get on the scaffold, you reach out, and you do this. Simple. You use your fucking head. And then I get criticized in social media through a fat person in the other side of the world. Oh, you're the most example man in the world of Venetian plaster, and you're doing this. How can you do this? Okay, when I get to this, let me break down the whole scaffold, rebuild it to go on higher just for 1 foot. Yes, let me do that. Let me be you, an idiot. Let me be you, an idiot, and do that. No. Because I can, physically, I can. I'm gonna do what I do physically, because I can. Dangerous stuff, I do it. I tell my employees, I got this. I could do it. I got this. You know what I mean? Stuff is easy for me, man. It's what I do for a living. All right? It's 1, 2, 3 for me. It's like ABC, like Michael Jackson. 1, 2, 3. It's easy as ABC. ABC. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, whichever way it goes. That's what I do, man. This is easy for me. This is what I do. I sleep doing this shit. You know, this is what I do for a living, man. I could outwork any of y'all. You know what I mean? It's what I do. I have the most strongest people come to me and work, and I break them within a day. Break them. And I'm saying this with respect, guys. You know, why I'm saying this is because I hate people that doubt when they don't know what the heck they're talking about. A man with experience. It's like you telling the doctor you're doing something wrong, and the doctor went to school for all these years and is a brain surgeon, and you're telling them that you know, that's what disappoints me. You know what I mean? Anybody out there, you know, that knows something more than I do, I'm not gonna judge them on what they do. The last thing you want to do is write a negative comment on somebody's thing, because people read that shit. The homeowners, designers read that. Then you write a stupid ass comment. That means you took time to watch that video, watch that picture, and instead of saying something positive or saying nothing, you write a negative comment. You know what I mean? Those are the people I block. I don't want any negative people in my life. You know what I mean? I try to stay positive. You know, always positive. But guys, you want to learn how to do Venetian plaster the right way, and you don't want to go around and doing stupid shit. You follow someone like me. Follow the OGs. Follow the ones that are experienced. So you don't have to make mistakes. You know what I mean? I make 0 mistakes now. I made a lot of mistakes before. How do I do that? How do I do that? And nobody taught me. Nobody taught me. I didn't have a exotic wall finishes page to go to the way you guys do to see how did this guy did that column? How did this guy do this? I didn't have that. I didn't have that. I started this 23 years ago. I didn't have that. There was not even social media at that time. I had to learn for myself or the OGs that just did the Venetian plaster and ask them questions if they even knew how to answer it. You know what I mean? That's what I had to do. There was no page existed how to do Venetian plaster. There wasn't. I was the page. I am the page. You know what I mean? And that's what people don't understand. You know what I mean? But I love what I do. It's my passion. That's why I created my own trial line. Everything works around me. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Now I have my own Venetian, my own trials. I do business with everybody all around the world. I get sponsored. I love Venetian. I do business with every Venetian plaster company out there. I'm not judging anybody. I do use everybody's plaster. I travel the world using everybody's plaster. I could do it because I'm a master applicator. I can get your plaster and make that shit look good. It's what I do. That's what I do. That's my business. That's what I do. You know, I make stuff look good with plaster. A plaster that I know is crappy. I'm like, man, this plaster is crappy. But I'm here to do a show today in front of 100 people. And this is not the plaster that I use in the United States. It's a plaster that's used in this part of the world. And guess what? They're selling my tools, and I'm gonna do it because I'm a beast. You know? Boom. Let's sex it up. And that's what I do, you know? So this is what I do for a living, man. I make things look beautiful. I bring walls to life. That's what I do. I know how to do it like this. I'm that guy. That's why I say I'm that guy. I'm the guy. You want something? Talk to me. You need something? Talk to me. You don't want somebody living in your house over a month doing Venetian plaster? I'm that guy. I will knock it out for you. That's what I do for a living, guys. This is what I do, man. This is easy for me. I love this shit, you know? So guys, Exotic Wall Finishes with Sexywalls podcast. This is what we do. This is the real Venetian plaster talk. Any other questions that you guys want me to talk about, like any topics, write it in the comments. I can make amazing talks about it because I'm the man with the experience of all this stuff. That's why I say this is just a 2% of the business, just for you guys to know. Just a 2%. It's a lot more. There's secrets and I'm gonna let out slowly but surely. But this is the whole point of the Sexy Walls podcast, guys. Exotic Wall Finishes. Giancarlo Sagasti.